This is part 3 of the series on top Murugan temples, and we are in Kathirgamam Murugan Temple, Kataragama, which is situated 236 kilometers from Colombo International Airport, Sri Lanka. There are a large number of small temples around it, and it is one of the 1000 plus Murugan temples in India and neighboring countries. I have prepared a Google map with locations of these temples, and the web link is given in the description box. As per the legend, Sri Valli made her avatar at Kataragama. Lord Murugan married her here. Sri Valli represents Icha Sakti and Sri Deviyani the Kriya Sakti of Lord Muruga. Icha Sakti is the energy of desires of the human soul, Jivatma, which yearns to reach the Paramatma or God, while Kriya Shakti is the energy of action. The combination of both implies divine and spiritual success. A Kshetram is distinguished by three important aspects: Murti, Sthalam and Tirtham. They are all well set here by nature. Murugan is the Kathirgama Murti. The 6 heads of Lord Muruga represent 6 attributes such as Jnana, wisdom, Vairagya, dispassion, Bala, strength, Kirti, fame, Shri, wealth, and Aishwarya, divine powers. The 6 heads are also synonymous to the 6 pranic or vital centers, that is, the 6 chakras of the structure of the spiritual body located in the spinal cord. The Sthalam is the sacred land of Kathirgamam, which stands on Kadirmalai, the sacred mountain on which Lord Muruga is said to have settled down after marrying the Vedda chieftain's daughter Valliyamma. Kataragama also has the distinction of being the same meridian as Mount Kailash. The holy Tirtham is the river Manika Gangai. Literal meaning is river of germs. It is so called because underneath the rich soil of the river, Manik lays precious stones of all kinds which prosper the country. It is a tradition to clean themselves from the river and then walk forth to the holy temple. Local residents declare that one can be healed of ailments by bathing in the river from its high gem content and the medicinal properties of the roots of the trees that line the river through the jungle. Kataragama is a veritable spiritual powerhouse from which millions of devotees draw their spiritual sustenance. Devotees throng by tens of thousands, mostly Buddhists and Hindus, but also Muslims and even Christians. This accounts for the universality of the worship of Kataragama. Most Hindus believe that pilgrimage to Kataragama is feasible only if Lord Murugan himself issues an invitation. In the main temple or Ruhunu Maha Kataragama Devalaya, as it is known locally, is dedicated to Kathirgama Kandan, the Lord of infinite beauty, power and compassion. The building is a simple structure of 2 apartments and with no embellishments or show of grandeur. It has not undergone any major structural alterations during this long period of over 2000 years since its construction. Almost all the shrines are nondescript, small rectangular buildings without any ornamentation. There is no representative of deities adorning the outside of the buildings. This is in contrast to any other Hindu temple in Sri Lanka or India. Almost all the shrines are built of stones except that one dedicated to Valli, which shows timber construction. Within the same small building complex, one finds small temples of Lord Ganesha, Lord Vishnu, and also for Goddess Deviyani and other deities. 800 meters to the north is the ancient Buddhist stupa Kiri Vihara, which is counted as one of the 16 places in Sri Lanka visited by Lord Buddha. 200 meters south of the main temple complex, there is also a Muslim mosque and shrine immediately besides Valliamman Kovil, which indicates how Kathirgamam is the confluence Sangamam of all faiths. So important is the mosque that the festival cannot begin or end without the ceremonies of hoisting Kodiyettam and lowering an Islamic flag. The sanctum sanctorium is heavily veiled with 7 curtains. It does not have an idol of Lord Murugan. Instead, it has a casket which contains a Shatkona yantra, which is not shown to the public, which is embossed on a golden tablet studded with gems. This is where the divine power is supposed to reside. The yantra Shatkona is made from 2 interlocking triangles placed upon each other in opposite directions, usually upwards and downwards. The upper triangle symbolizes the cosmic qualities of the God, universe, and the physical world. On the other hand, the lower triangle represents the states of a human soul, walking, dreaming, and deep sleep. The upper stands for Lord Shiva, Purusha, the supreme being, and the lower goddess Shakti, Prakriti, Mother Nature, or casual matter. Yantras are illustrative versions of different mantras, helping to bring in positive energies and eliminating negativity from life. This elevates spirituality in the individual who practices it regularly. The screens with a large size picture of Sri Valli, Sri Devasena with Lord Murugan on Peacock Vahana prompt the devotees to turn within so that his attention is fixed upon his own self as a reflection of Lord Murugan. The sanctum can only be entered by 2 high priests, Maha Kapurala and Devini Kapurala. The small box containing the yantra plays the main role during the processions on the occasion of big festivals. Every evening it is brought by the Devini Kapurala, who is completely covered in a long white cloth, out of the holy room of the Mahadevale on the back of a prepared elephant. Kathirgama Urvalam or Esela Perahera moves in solemn procession around different temples up to the temple of Valliamma about 300 meters away. Here the box with the yantra is taken inside the temple by the Devini Kapurala with the same solemnity and is kept in it for about quarter of an hour. The taking across the yantra to the temple of Valliamma and leaving it there for a certain time is nothing other than the symbolic union of the deity with his Shakti. The only symbol is the lance, veil. Many pilgrims bring an iron lance with them, which they leave in Kataragama as a votive offering. The silver needles with which they allow themselves to be pierced through the cheeks or tongues are likewise nothing else but small lances, which therefore are symbols of the deity himself. Around the Devalaya, pilgrims circumambulate with mouths gagged, silver-headed pins piercing their lips or cheeks, with hooks pierced in their backs, votaries hang from a beam. Such acts of mortification of the flesh and infliction of physical pain for atonement and reparation from sins and for the purposes of acquiring merit for spiritual salvation are common sights there. Fire walking, the expurgatory ritual of purifying by walking over red-hot cinders, carrying the clay pots of burning camphor on their heads in fulfillment of simple vows, kavadi dance and music are common modes of worship. After taking a dip in the cool waters of Manika Ganga early morning, the pilgrims proceed to climb Kathiramalai, and on their return, they perform pradakshina round the shrine. Unexplainable psychological states of dimensions such as trance, visions, and possessions may also be observed on them. Simple vows made on the privacy of their hearts and their fulfillment by puja and allied practices attracts millions of worshippers there. Feeding the needy and the devotees here, Annadanam, the sharing of food and good fortune, benefits both the giver and the receiver. All acts of penance and worship involves the sacrifice and surrender of something smaller in exchange for something greater by which the abundant grace of Lord Kathirgama is received. Sage Arunagirinathar, the 15th century poet, is one of the uncounted multitude of sincere souls who walked from Kirimalai, Jaffna via Tirukonamalai to Kathirgamam and composed songs on the glory of the Lord. Though Saint Arunagirinathar composed many songs, including from Kathirgamam temple, some from Kirimalai and Tirukonamalai, only 14 songs survive. Devotees start their marathon Kathirgama Padayatra from Jaffna and other places up to 57 days before the Kathirgama Adi festival and are joined by other pilgrims along the way. Relying upon pious villagers for their meals along the way, they walk weeks and weeks through jungles, sleeping under stars until they reach Kathirgamam. Devotees walk long distance barefoot because the ground is sacred wherever they go on their long journey south. Dressed in simple, unstitched garb, they endure both long walks and long waits between the meals. The temple timings and contact details are given in the description box. Thanks for watching.